If someone doesn't understand dyslexia, I always say that there's no cookie cutter mold for it. There's no one size fits all approach. You struggle with decoding and reading, and essentially sometimes the words will start to mix. They have trouble tracking or breaking apart words and really identifying those vowel sounds. You see a lot of it with encoding, which is writing. It's normally when you can start to pick up on it with students, or reversals. For myself, my situation, I was a struggling reader and we never had a name for it when I was in school. Now it's nice because we're able to actually identify it or test kids for it and to be able to have a better understanding. But it's not like I ever knew or walked around with a label that said something was wrong with me or you think differently. We don't know how everybody processes things, but normally your kids that are struggling with speed and fluency or breaking words apart or even writing them and spelling them correctly, they could have some processing issues as far as dyslexia goes. There's absolutely nothing wrong with people, and I say that all the time. There's nothing wrong with my brain. We just think differently. And I'd like to say that the one thing I would like everyone to realize is that they are your out-of-the-box thinkers. They think more deeply. They really understand concepts. There's no regurgitation. There's no just learn your math facts. Why can't you just memorize these? There's no memorization. When they truly say that they understand something, most dyslexics are going to fully understand the why and the topic behind it, which is so important as to why we need to focus on teaching that aspect of it, because there's no superficial layer, I would like to say. It's more of an in-depth understanding. Within CMCSS, what I absolutely love that they are doing to support dyslexia and dyslexic students is we are going back to teaching phonics the appropriate way. And when you teach an entire classroom like they are dyslexic, you hit every kid in there and they understand the fundamental, they understand the why. There's no rogue memorization of, well, that's just how we did it. That's just how we do it. And we're incorporating the red screens and the touching down the arm and the tapping of the syllables. And it's great because you are incorporating a lot more than just seeing it and hearing it. Now we're touching it. Now we're pounding it out. We're identifying hand movements, which for every kid, they're going to find, I'm an auditory listener, and that's how I learn. But maybe that kid isn't. Maybe they need to put their hands on. Maybe they see it. And we are incorporating all the different ways of learning. And when we put people in a position that understand it and can come in the classroom and can give us the resources and show us how to use it and why, it's awesome because I feel like we are identifying kids earlier. We are not afraid to then push for, let's go ahead and let's look at the dyslexia screener. CMCSS does have some amazing resources put in place, and as a parent and as a teacher, I'm so thankful for that. And we're also allowing teachers not to be afraid of saying the D word or bringing it up and having an honest conversation about maybe thinking that this student could be a possibility. Okay, well, we think, let's talk it out. Let's see what can we do to identify it as yes, or let's go ahead and let's push for more screening to have that data. And that's really helpful. We're catching them earlier and earlier. The one thing that I want parents to understand when we talk about what you're able to accomplish, being dyslexic, you can't ever say that you're going to outgrow it because you don't. You learn how to deal with it and you come up with coping strategies. It's not a label. We need to stop doing that. We need to stop shying away from the D word or what that means. We think differently, and there's absolutely nothing wrong. We understand the why, we understand the concepts. I ended up finishing high school, graduated in the top 10 of my class, got straight A's, almost had a full ride scholarship. I have 2 master's degrees now. I went to a med school for the first one. I'm a hard worker. It's instilled a work ethic that nothing came easy for me. And then eventually, I think I've just developed skills that it's not like you forget about it. I'll catch it in my teaching. Again, sometimes I say numbers all day long and I'll flip it. You transpose numbers and the students will laugh, but they have to know hey, I'm human, you're human, and there's nothing wrong with that. Just like everybody, whatever your strengths and weaknesses are, you will learn how to overcome them and deal with it. But it's nothing that you have to walk around and saying, oh, I'm dyslexic, I'm dyslexic, I'm dyslexic, because it's not an excuse. It's nothing to be, yes, we have a different way of learning, but that's okay. That's going back to the foundations of teaching reading the way I should have been taught how to read, the way we teach reading now. You cannot get by in this world without knowing how to read and write.